All right, guys, we have that Kansept Loki. This thing is pretty cool. We're going to be doing a full review today, starting it off with some size comparisons, weighing the knife, and then we'll jump into it. Let's kick it off with those size comparisons. All right, first we got a couple of Spydercos out here. We got the Mannix 2 lightweight, and we got the Spyderco Para 3 lightweight, and you can see the Loki is a little guy. A little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. Let's get a couple more size comparisons. All right, how about against the Kaiser October and the CJRB Prado? I really think this is a very interesting knife. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Stay tuned to find out. Let's go ahead and weigh the knife. I'm sorry I said we were going to weigh it, but I almost forgot the profile. It is a very compact package. If you like them small and you don't like an EDC that's going to take up a lot of weight, or you might want something that's going to go in a pouch, this is going to suit you. Look how it carries, about the same height, almost out of the pocket as the October. I was looking at the wrong spot. I do these by how they ride in the pocket. Least amount of intrusion into the pocket, but the most that sticks out. Let's go ahead and check out the thickness, because it's really comparable to these guys on the table here. You got that same thickness as that Kaiser October, and you got the same thickness here as your Para 3 lightweight. Very comparable, and it doesn't feel like it weighs too much here. I'm going to guess around 3.5, but it could be pretty close to 4. Coming in at 3.6, so I wasn't too off. At least I was under on my initial thought of the weight of this one. But let's go down to the garage and check out how it cut. All right, let's see what this Loki is all about. Now, it's not as tall of a flat grind, and the geometry feels medium, and of course, it's coming via the pass-around group. So if there's blemishes, that could be part of why. Yeah, it definitely feels like this has been cut with. It is serviceable, to say the least. So yeah, you can see it's definitely snagging there, so I'll definitely strop it up before it gets to the next reviewer. But what I'm curious about is, because I do have that geometry, what that feels like. I'm going to cut below the tape here because I just don't want to deal with that. Yep, medium to geometry. Doesn't feel slicey moving through the cardboard. It's dragging a little bit, so no real surprise there. Let me strop it real quick just to see. Let's see if the honing rod helped me find it to knock it out. There we go. Okay, so it was just a spot in the middle there, and the paper rolling a little bit, but it feels much better than it did when I first started cutting with this at the beginning. So let's kick it back up to the desk, guys. All right, guys, we are back from the garage, and no surprise there, it is a slicer. You know, you can feel a little bit of thickness there, but not really bad. It's up here that you're catching the drag. So I would say that, you know, it's going to slice pretty well for most of your task. And then as the material gets thicker, you may start to notice a little bit of dragging. You got a milled titanium pocket clip that is not reversible, super clean construction, 2-screw assembly, really nice. You got a lock bar insert screw, but that's not necessarily needing to be taken off for the disassembly. Good lock bar access on this one. Definitely drops shut. That upside down smile or frown or whatever you want to call that, it works. It's wild looking. It's different looking, but it works. Super crisp on the deployment. And if you have small hands, you just got to come up to the top of the smile or bottom of the frown, and you kind of ride it a little bit to deploy it. It's almost more of like a slow roll for me. That little slit that's there for the opening, and then the reverse flicking there. I don't know why I was struggling just there. Definitely really easy to do with that one. The only spot that I feel right here when I'm holding it is it's a little sharp right there. I think if they could have milled it or knocked it down a little bit, you might not feel that. Pocket clip, hardly noticeable at all. They have this tiny little spoon here, and I don't know if that was intended for a landing spot for the thumb, but it does kind of work for that. And then pinch grip on here, they got another little harpoon here that really helps with that, you know, to kind of guide you where to keep your finger, but it doesn't really keep it from moving. Being that it's so smooth back here and flat, you do slide out of that fairly quickly. Very nice for the draw cuts and utility cuts, but it really worked well going through the cardboard. I didn't catch at all because I'm choked up right here behind where you would sharpen up on with that dedicated forge choil. So very nicely, the bearing action on here, very smooth. Closing is just a little bit of a shake to get it there, almost on the verge of being a guillotine. And let me see, No, it hasn't moved on me. Actually, I lie. It did have just a hint of side to side. Let me check that to see. Yeah, it definitely moved a tiny bit, and that is because it is part of the pass around. But I don't think that impacted the action, and it could be that these washers are on a track bearing. Sorry, these bearings on a track washer. Oh my gosh, struggling today, guys, struggling. Let's listen to the sounds real quick. Okay, so I'm noticing now that detent hole or detent ball is getting caught up. It's not a very late break, but it is pretty late. And it does feel like if it had a little ramp, it would be able to get past that a little bit easier. Because what I don't want happening is I don't want this dropping like it is on my thumbnail. So the obvious answer is to just get it past the break, and you see what happens. It falls out of the track there. To me, this might be better as a finger lift opener. Or you could probably get away with like getting it to the half stop European style, closing it. A little late on that break though. That is pretty late where you have to get over it, and then right there you're on the edge, and then you can close it. So maybe that'd be my one little nitpick. The only other thing that I would say is I obviously would like it just a little bit longer. I can get 3 3/4 fingers on here. Pinky hangs off the back a little bit. Reminds me a little bit of the Wii Roxy 3 or the Hedgehog, but on those two, I can actually get all 4 fingers on there comfortably. I don't have to choke up or tighten up. But this is all titanium construction. The only thing I don't think that's titanium, actually, yeah, it is a titanium screw, because what I'm pulling on is, I think, the pivot, or is that anodized? No, that is a steel screw. Sorry. Was throwing me off a little bit there, but this is titanium back here, but this is some sort of coated, ooh, the oil's coming through there, coated steel of some kind, I believe. Can't take it apart because it's a pass round. Thanks, Kevin, for letting us check this one out over here on JD for EDC. If you're not familiar with Lefty EDC, go check out Kevin's channel. Very entertaining, especially if you're lefty, but he does reviews of all knives, and he doesn't discriminate against us righties out there, even though he's using the wrong hand. Just kidding. This is really cool though. This is pretty cool. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to look up the part. Man, S35VN, titanium hardware except for the steel pivot bolt. $135. Yes, all day yes. Alternative recommendations. You have the Kaiser Militaw, the Kaiser Sheepdog. What else does Kaiser have out here? The Sparrow. Those are going to be very competitive. Those are also S35VN, titanium, steel pivot, titanium hardware for your other hardware, titanium pocket clip. Very competitive, but I like to look at this one. It would be a medium to large hand for me personally. It's a little small for a main EDC, but it would work well for my companion carries, which is full right now, so it can't. Just really cool. I like the design. The opening hole being different, I'm okay with. I think that it's nice to have some disparity here. Everything doesn't have to be the same as far as an opening hole. You don't have to have the same type of opening slot that you see on the October. On this one here, you can do it different. It does look weird that it's not level set, but I'm wondering if that's because, okay, it's probably because closed, this is the best position for it to be able to be gotten to. So that does make some sense. So I totally get that. But let me know what you think about this one down in the comments below. Yay or nay? Do you have one? Have you been enjoying it? Because we will read your comments to see what you think about this one. But I do like it as I start to fidget with the other knife. So sorry, guys. Thank you for making it to this point of the video. It does help the algorithm. I appreciate that. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, make sure you're subscribed, all that good stuff. Special thank you to my channel members. That continued support and extra support that you guys provide to the channel is greatly appreciated, and it allows me to be able to get stuff to make content. Thanks to all of you for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, peace.